Hey everybody, and welcome to a new SolidBox product review. Today we're going to look at a brand new product from 3D Connection called the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit. You can see that the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit contains more than one item, and I have all three of these items, all four actually, laid out in front of me. And we'll get into the fourth later. But the primary items are the SpaceMouse Enterprise, which is the new, fancy, the highest, top-of-the-line 3D Connection left-hand CAD device. And we also have the CADMouse, which works on your right hand as a regular mouse for CAD. And we also have the 3D Connection CADMouse pad, which is a nice addition. And the fourth item you can't see, it's actually back here, and it's this little dual link item, and it allows you to take this item and this item, the left and right hand device, and plug them into one single USB port, so you're just consuming one port on your laptop or your desktop device. So with the new 3D Connection SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit, you get everything that you need for a full CAD workstation minus the actual workstation, which we provide happily. So with both hands firmly planted on both devices, I'm ready to design. But the meat and potatoes of the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit is really in the left hand, and it's this device here which has all the functionality that you might expect, plus a whole bunch more. So if you're new to 3D Connection devices, especially those of the left hand, then you'll notice this puck right in the middle, and this is where your hand is going to rest most of the time. You can see just by manipulating this slightly, we really change the view drastically. And if I want to just rotate it, I can do that, or pan and zoom in and zoom out, pan back and forth. All of that functionality is right here with the puck. But that's not all. We also have an entire view suite to the right, which gives us access to all kinds of different views. And if we start right in the middle here, if we have this T, that stands for top view, we just press that, we get a top view. We have R, which stands for right view, and then we have F, which stands for front view. All three of those keys do exactly as you would expect. But that's not it. They're dual function keys. So not only do we get the front key with the F, if we hold it, we get the back. If we hold the right, we get the left. And if we hold the top, we get the bottom. So you get all six of those views in these three keys here. And if you want to just go right back to isometric view, we have that key nice and big for you here. And let's say we get a view right off the screen. Well, where to go? All we do is hit fit and it comes right back. So all of those keys are right here. We also have this lock rotation right in the middle, and you can see I can rotate if it's unlocked, but when I lock that down, I can just pan, zoom, and that straight on view is maintained throughout. So I'm going to unlock that rotation, and you'll see this V1, V2, and V3 button right here. These are amazing buttons. These are going to blow your mind. If you have saved views that are different than your standard views, then you can just save them right to those keys and press View 1 and it goes in right close. View 2 gets us close to this ladder, and View 3 I haven't set yet because I want to show you how to utilize these keys. Let's say that we want to get a view that's way out here, just kind of out in space here. Doesn't have to be anything special, but once you get it, all you do is hold down that V3 key in our case, and you can see on screen we get a feedback saying that it has been saved. And now if I go back to any of these views, you can see that that's saved forever and ever. So that's really going to save you a lot of time going back and forth between views. So next we have our standard keys that you might find on a keyboard right over here to the left. And this is also a really huge time saver. You don't have to move your hand over to the keyboard to hit the space bar to get your view cube. You can just hit it right here with your pinky, and we get our view cube just as you would expect. We have all of these keys: escape, enter, tab, control, shift, alt. All of these keys can be used to either set short keys or just the standard functions that you might have in SolidWorks like escape and enter. I hit those keys all the time, and now all I have to do is hit escape or enter, and they're right there to be used at any time. And one of the most striking features about this device specifically is the beautiful LCD that we have right at the top. Now the SpacePilot Pro also had an LCD screen, but this is a really nice enhancement from that device. It's just a little more intuitive, a little clearer, gives you clear icons with commands right next to them, and you can change these commands to your liking. One thing to note that these are context-specific commands, and you can see that since we're in an assembly, we have assembly-specific commands such as insert component, move component, copy with mates, etc. But if I hold down the control and tab to adjust a part that I have open, we have different commands: extrude cut, hole wizard, revolved cut. Those are commands that you would more associate with just the part atmosphere. So really nice context-specific commands. And of course, every single one of these commands is customizable. And you see this menu key. If we just hit that, we get the SolidWorks SpaceMouse Enterprise menu up here. We can change the advanced settings, but we're looking for the buttons right now, so we're just going to go ahead and click on buttons, and you can see all of these options can be changed. We have buttons 1 through 12, and right now these are just the default settings. But you can drop down any of these and change them to SolidWorks specific commands. You can change them to 3D connection specific commands or keyboard, etc. All of these are available for you to just go in here and change that number 5 if you want to. Let's say we want it to be a macro, just a copy. So we can change all of these, and then you can see our OKs down here at the bottom. Just click close, and now if I were to hit the 5 key, it executes the copy command. Alright, so we focused a lot on the left-hand device in the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit, but let's take a look at the right-hand device, and this actually is a combination of devices. We have the CADMouse and the CADMouse pad. But you can see right next to it, I have a more traditional mouse, the Performance MX mouse by Logitech, and this is a real popular mouse, one that we've been selling for quite a while now. So I figured it would be worth bringing it side by side and doing a head-to-head comparison. So the first thing that you'll notice right off the bat is that we have 3 separate mouse buttons compared to the 2 on the MX Performance mouse. And this third middle mouse button is really dedicated to CAD functionality and CAD commands. You can configure this middle mouse button to do pretty much anything in SolidWorks, and then you have that command right here at your fingertip, literally. The default setting for the middle mouse button is to just accept a sketch or any changes that happen in your part or your sketch, but you can configure that, like I said, to any command in SolidWorks. So if we take a look at the scroll wheel on the CADMouse, it has a really wide and indexed feel. And index means that it just has definite spots where it stops, and you can feel it click as you roll your finger through that, and it's a really solid feel. The scroll wheel on the MX Performance mouse is also indexed, but we also have the option to take that indexing off and make it a free scroll. I find that for CAD, the free scroll isn't all that useful, so I think that the feeling of the nice wide scroll wheel with the index that's always on is a nice addition. The one con to this scroll wheel is that it doesn't have lateral scrolling. You can't push it to the side to get functionality. And finally, I want to point out the elephant in the room. We have a cord that's coming off of the CADMouse, whereas this unit is wireless. And the reason behind that is because the CADMouse is a really high precision device. The polling sensor on this mouse goes up to 1000 Hertz, and just for reference, this mouse only goes up to 250 Hertz. So you're getting a whole lot more resolution with this mouse, and it's a much higher precision device. You're not dealing with loading batteries, you're not dealing with any transceiver interference. It's just one connection, and it's rock solid. So configuring the CADMouse is just as easy as any other 3D connection device. We have this handy button right on the top, which opens up our mouse gesture, and we can go right down to the properties on screen, and we have the advanced settings and the buttons options. I'm going to take a look at the advanced settings, and you can see that our default is set to 250 Hertz for our sensor polling rate, but as I mentioned, it can go all the way up to 1000 for super high resolution. We also have the ability to change the amount of lines while scrolling, and we can enable or unenable smart scrolling. Under buttons, this is where we can configure that middle mouse button. Right here, the default is to say OK to actions in SolidWorks, but we can configure that to be any of these commands just by clicking on that middle mouse button and changing it. Also, the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit does come with a really nice mouse pad, and I'll bet it's been a while since you've actually thought about a mouse pad, but 3D Connection has taken the time to really reinvent this device and make it part of your CAD workflow. As you can see, it's really nice and sleek, it's very thin, it's a very hard surface, so it's durable, it's easy to clean, and best of all, the mouse moves on it very smoothly and very freely. And since the surface is really wide, it works great for wider monitors. So that's what you can expect to find in the SpaceMouse Enterprise Kit. We have a brand new redesigned SpaceMouse Enterprise that takes the place of the SpacePilot Pro, which has been a stalwart in our workflow for years. However, we're really looking forward to this new device and getting to know it a little better. We also have the addition of the CADMouse and of course the new CADMouse pad with the twin link that unifies everything into one single USB device. So the bottom line is, this is one single package that has every peripheral that you're going to need for your CAD workflow. If you're looking to upgrade devices, this is what you need. It's unified, it's a great package, and we think you're going to love it.